Hi guys, it's 𝘮𝘮𝘀. Welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry guys if I sound a little bit stuffed up. I got sick over vacation. if I'm pronouncing things a little bit weird or if I just sound stuffed up, I'm getting a little bit sick. I am just coming back from my Thanksgiving break. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you celebrate. But for today's video, I asked you guys what you'd like to see on the channel, and you guys asked for a current household update. So we are back with another one. We are currently with Juliet and Malachi. A few things have happened since we've last seen them. So before we get started with the gameplay, I just want to show you guys what has happened through a little bit of pictures. So we last left off with Juliet and Malachi getting to know each other at the bar. They ended off the night really romantically and they hit it off. But of course, you know, had to come to an end because the trip was over and Juliet lives in my mind, a whole different state, and he lives in a whole different state. So they've been doing long distance since then, and it's been good. They call, they text, they FaceTime. You know, Juliet will call and ask for help on this and he'll give his feedback, and you know, it's a back and forth thing. It's been going good. After a couple weeks, Juliet heads out and she met up with her friends and, you know, got to see her cousin Ryan. They hung out in the city together, and Josh came along and a bunch of other friends. Juliet stepped away to use the bathroom and Josh followed her over. As you know from the episode previously, Josh suddenly has feelings for Juliet. He's crushing on her now, and so he wanted to know if what Juliet and Malachi have right now, if it's something serious, because he wants something serious, but he said it like low-key, in a low-key type of way. And Juliet responded with, you know, I'm really in love with him, I'm falling in love with him. But Josh didn't really take it seriously because Malachi lives so far away and he's a little bit older. In Josh's mind, Malachi and Juliet aren't going to work out, so he's just like hoping this is just a phase for her. So a few days after that, Josh texted Juliet saying like, I have feelings for you and I want something serious, and she was taken aback by that, and she was honest with him and she told him like she doesn't feel the same way. Josh took it okay, I guess. We haven't heard from him since then. Juliet does feel a little bit bad. Juliet tried texting him, calling him, and he hasn't responded, and that has made her a little bit tense, a little bit worried in a sense, because you know, that's her best friend of so many years. For this to be affecting their friendship, it's worrying for her. Juliet has not told Malachi about this. She's only talked to Olive about it a little bit, you know, her best friend, and Olive was taken aback as well because it's just strange for him to just not respond to her. She wasn't trying to be mean or anything. She was just being honest with him, and he's just not being an adult about the situation, and that's just been hurting Juliet. So that's what's on her mind with Josh at the moment. As for Malachi, he's been relaxing back home with his dog. Nothing's really changed for him. He has a routine that he follows. You know, he works out, he hangs out with his pals. He's just been implementing Juliet and just making sure that he's spending time with her into his life, because he does think she's an amazing girl, and the only thing that's on Malachi's mind is, you know, wanting to see her again and, you know, getting to physically be there in person with her. He's just a physical guy, so it's been a little bit weird for him not to be dating someone who isn't, you know, in front of him all the time. So he's getting used to that. And Malachi is just not really a tech person. He's an in-person dude, so he's just been getting used to it for Juliet because, you know, he wants to get to know her more, and she's starting to become someone really important to him, so he wants to obviously spend more time with her in any way that he can. So after a few weeks, it's now December and school is, you know, settling down and kids are going on break. Malachi has planned a trip to visit Juliet and see her in person. So Juliet got the house prepared and got a few outfits together, you know, just to like look her best and feel her best around him. She obviously hasn't seen him in a while, so him planning this trip was really exciting for both of them. So Mal settled in. He was here for the week and they went on a few dates, got to know each other a little bit more. He got to meet Juliet's cat, and they've just been spending as much time that they could together. But he stayed with her. He, you know, decided to pop the question and ask her, you know, to really officially be his girlfriend. And Juliet's aspiration is in the romance section, so she was really, really happy that he finally asked, and it was a wonderful surprise, I guess, in a way. So they're officially dating. He got her a necklace and, you know, little gifts. I feel like he's a gift giver, and and just like all couples do, you know, they took the next step, and I won't say they love each other, but they're getting there, and it's just really sweet to see their love grow. And now in my mind, it's the middle of December, so you know, Christmas is coming up, and he has decided to take another trip over here, and he's spending another couple days here, and he's going to meet Juliet's like closest friends and family. So that's what the first part of this episode will be about, you know, him just getting to meet everyone. He's a little bit nervous. These are Juliet's closest people, and you know, he wants to make a good impression and all that good stuff. So let's jump on in. So as I've said before, we are doing this is our weekly dinner. It's just that this time around Malachi will be joining us, so Juliet's just gonna go and invite her friends over. Usually Josh would be joining us, but we tried inviting him. We tried asking him, are you coming? And he obviously isn't answering, so we're just gonna invite Olive, we'll invite Ryan, and I think that's gonna be it. Malachi's already outside and he's seeing everyone. Aw, our cousin's here. She's just gonna say hey, and she's feeling really playful. So we'll give her a nice hug and say, hey, how are you? Missed you. Just like, oh, so good to see you, cuz. Gonna have Malachi come and introduce himself to Ryan, and a nice respectful introduction like, hi, you know, so nice to meet you. Juliet's told me so many things about you. Malachi is gonna say hi to Olive as well. Let's see, cheerful greeting, you know, nice to meet you. I love how Ryan just went straight for the wine. She's just like, it's been a day, it's been a week. Like Olive was like, oh my gosh, that's him, and she's like, yep, that's him. Let's go sit. So we'll do Olive and Juliet. So good to finally just have him meet everyone. And it gets a little sucky that Josh isn't here because he's definitely family to Juliet, so it's a little bit awkward that, you know, he didn't show up. We're gonna say, so nice to meet you too. Juliet hasn't stopped talking about you, you know. And she's like, oh my gosh, like, shut up. But we're gonna go ahead and call everyone to eat. It's gonna be Olive, Malachi, and Ryan. Just like dig in, you guys. Hope you like it. Aw, I love this. Everyone just getting to know each other. I think Juliet's gonna grab a glass of wine, and I think he's gonna ask Ryan just a deep conversation like, Juliet told me you want to go to art school, something like that. And she's like, yeah, I do. So he's just like, so you're thinking about college then, you know, doing all of that. And she's like, you know, maybe. I think he's also gonna just talk to Olive and say, I heard you are the actual artist here. And she's like, yes, I am. I really like this. Just like getting to talk about family and, you know, ask Olive like, how long have you known Juliet, and all of that fun stuff. Olive is probably asking like, you know, how long are you staying? And he's just like, oh, you know, a couple more days. I have to head back to the office, you know, for I think on Tuesday. And I think he's gonna talk about cooking, and he's like, I hope you guys, you know, liked the dish. And he's like, yeah, Juliet's always a good cook. And he's like, yeah, I gotta get used to the vegetarian thing, and just like gossip and get to know them. I think Juliet's gonna do a little bit of cleanup, just put some things away, so everyone is, you know, basically done. But he's gonna grab some wine. But I think it's going really well. I just like that they're finally in a room together and finally getting to, like, you know, put a face to the story, you know, that type of thing. He's just like, it's so good to be in the room with the people that Juliet really cares about. And I hope I was what you guys were expecting, because he was really nervous about meeting everyone. So I think he's much more relaxed now. He's just like, this wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. What I love about Malachi and Olive is that they're both loyal Sims. So, you know, I feel like Juliet just draws in really loyal people, and they're just so sweet. But I think Olive is heading out. It's getting a little bit late. I think we're going to give Ryan a little hug and say, you know, it was so nice to meet you. Or not. I think she's heading out. But he's just like, good night. Good to see you. I think he's going to put some stuff away and help Juliet. But I want them to come over here and sit together. Thought you and Josh were like really good friends, you know, like I'm surprised he wasn't here tonight. Juliet's like, oh my gosh. I really didn't want to I really didn't want to tell Mal this, but you know, I guess I have to now. And this really isn't something that she was keeping away from him. She just wasn't comfortable sharing the situation just because it's just a little bit awkward, you know. But you know, as you guys know from last episode, the whole thing with Josh and Juliet's just like, oh my gosh. He knows that we have this like every week, and I don't need to remind him that, you know, he needs to show up. To be quite honest with you, Juliet's just explaining everything, and she's saying, before I met you, a couple weeks before I met you, I was feeling an attraction for Josh. I just felt this attraction for him, and I wanted to see if he felt the same way or something like that, but he didn't really take it seriously. And so I said to myself, like, I need to get over this. He's my best friend. I don't know what I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm doing. So I put it aside, and that was that. So then I met you, we really hit it off, and I told him about us, and he basically told me that this isn't gonna work out and the long distance thing isn't gonna work out. And he said he likes me back all of a sudden, and I was taken aback by that. I told Olive, and she agreed that this is so sudden and weird. You know, he called and texted me that he has feelings for me, and I told him, let's just be friends. Like, I don't want to ruin our friendship. And since then, he hasn't responded to my calls or my texts. I just want to be honest with you, because you're right, he is someone important to me, and I don't want this thing to, you know, ruin our friendship, because, you know, we work together, and even besides that, he's my friend of 10 plus years, and I just want him to be an adult and talk to me. But I don't know what's going on with him. And Malachi is so understanding. He's like, oh, okay, all right, now I get it. No, I totally understand. That sucks. He's like, I understand both of your point of views. It sucks when someone doesn't reciprocate your feelings, and, you know, it can really tarnish a friendship, you know. And he's just like, but I do agree that he needs to talk to you, and you guys need to work this out, because from what you've told me, he's someone really important to you. So I think Mal is just gonna come give her a hug and say, you know, I'm always here for you. And he's just like so thankful that she felt comfortable telling him this. You know, they just started dating, so it's so nice to know that they have this level of trust with each other. And he's just like, come here, I got you. Like, you know, you did nothing wrong, he did nothing wrong. We can't help the way we feel sometimes. So he's just like, I really hope you guys can work this out. You guys are you guys are good for each other. You know, it's good to have a friend who gets you like that. So just gonna caress her cheek and say, why don't we head upstairs and settle in for the night, take a shower. And she's like, you're right. Mal is gonna throw these away and clean up downstairs a little bit, while Juliet heads upstairs and takes us a quick little bath and brush her teeth and just relax for the night. No, look at Belle. She's being really good these days. Like, she used to be so needy. So I'm just so happy she's chilling. Maybe she had a good time at her sitter. I'm gonna have Malachi pet her. No, they're so cute. I just love how Belle just loves him. She's just like so comfortable around him already. I think it's the cutest. And I think he's gonna head upstairs too and take a bath. Juliet knocked right out and get ready for the night too. But I really feel like Malachi really encouraged Juliet to confront Josh about this whole situation. I think he just empowered her to stand up for herself. And I think tomorrow, you know, she might call or head over to his house and, you know, just be civil about this. Maybe go to the cafe or something like that and just talk to him. Because just like Malachi said, like, Josh is really important, and the last thing we want to do is hurt someone who means the world to Juliet. So I think that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. No, but just look at them. I love these Sims so much. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, you guys. I really wanted this to be a little bit longer, but I'm just so stuffed up that I don't feel like myself at the moment. So I'll definitely make a third part of this current household when I'm feeling a little bit more better. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.